Greetings and welcome. My name is Buma, and this is Vibrational Guidance Over Truth, a non-traditional tarot and oracle channel where I encourage you to allow the vibes, sensations, and the whispers of your body to confirm what is and is not in alignment in each message. The themes on this channel change each week, and the theme for this week is going to be looking at Hoodoo, Egyptian, and Oshun past life oracle messages, okay? So this is a channel where I ask you to start off by framing in your mind, holding a question, okay? Something that you need an answer for or you want an answer for, and then use your intuition as the cards start playing out in this reading. Look for synchronicities in between the colors, the images, the numbers, and stated guidance on the cards. And this cosmic guidance that's coming through is hopefully going to provide you with insight for the question that you have posed in your mind. These readings, I'm supposed to say, are for entertainment purposes only. Take what resonates, leave what does not. My channel here is rooted only and completely in love. It's not about performance, prediction, or perfection. Love is what has brought you here, and I'm so glad that you're here, beloved. Let's get started. So this week, like always, we're going to start off with a message from one of my tea bag tips. I love tea, and so let's see what message we have here. It says, be guided, listen to the whispers of the universe. All right. I feel like that's going to come up and be very relevant. Let us go ahead and get started. So, spirit guides, ascended masters, angels, demons, whatever it is that is working to ensure the highest, best, good, will, and way for the collective, we're going to start by asking about the past life, okay, using our past life oracle deck. What ancestral spirit or influence is walking with the collective right now? And I've already shuffled off screen, but what ancestral spirit or influence is walking with the collective right now? What ancestral spirit or influence, thank you, is walking with the collective right now? I'm going to ask one more time, and we have health. What ancestral spirit or influence, what is the influence walking with the collective right now? What is the, and we caught that one. That was the angel's card, but it was caught. What is the ancestral spirit or influence that is walking with the collective right now? Thank you so much for the answers you have provided. Okay, so we have three messages. Health is walking with some of you right now, or making life choices. That is what you're being guided, as our tea bag end tip said, and listen to the whispers of the universe concerning health. The high priestess or high priest is what is being guided to bring to the forefront of your mind. The universe is whispering that to some of you. You are a high priest, or you are a high priestess, or you were in a past life. That energy is still with you. And then we also have the persecution and inquisition card. So some of you definitely were persecuted. Your health, end of life potentially, was a factor due to the energy that you were walking in. So some of you might be in a season of feeling persecuted. Some of you might be in a season of feeling in your high priest or high priestess energy. And some of you are in a season of being guided and aware of your health, or all. All right, now let's go to our Hoodoo Tarot deck and see what messages are here. What ancient wisdom is the collective being asked to remember? What ancient wisdom is the collective being asked to remember? Thank you so much. All right, we had a storybook flip over, but did not come out. What ancient wisdom is the collective being asked to remember? What is the ancient wisdom, thank you, that the collective is being asked to remember? So we have two specific messages. Right here we have the paw card. Okay, paw, sitting with his son and his mason regalia under the full moon, right here under the high priest, high priestess. And then we have the Four of Baskets card. All right, I'm going to read these from the book. Okay, so paw, page 72. The scripture is Deuteronomy 33:14. And for the precious fruits brought forth by the sun, and for the precious things put forth by the moon. The image here is of a moonflower. It is a grandfather and grandson, so I stand corrected, are sitting on the steps of the front porch enjoying each other's company. The moon shines brightly above them. Grandpa has his Prince Hall regalia, and his grandson is wearing a fez. This card reflects the fact that Black American men were once the most populous members of various secret societies and fraternal orders in the United States. The word moon has its origin in the Anglo-Saxon word mona, and it is associated with masculinity. In fact, this was the case for the ancient Egyptians, Cherokees, Arabs, Macrobids, Inuits, Childrens, Latins, and many others. That may come as a surprise for many, as the moon has recently, according to Western culture, been associated with femininity for quite some time. The gendering of objects as one or the other is not right or wrong, but instead merely reflects a culture's perspective on the nature of things, the meaning. When Paul appears in a reading, you're being asked to consider that you might not know everything there is to know about the situation at hand. Not only that, but the details are possibly being purposefully hidden from you. Most likely, there is no concrete proof that you're being deceived, but you undoubtedly sense something is wrong. So, some of you have a gut feeling right now, is what I'm feeling in the collective, that something is not right in a situation in your life, potentially with a minister or a church leader or a particular religious community leader. And that lack of concrete evidence, but this inner knowing that again comes from, like how the history of the moon was actually ascribed to masculine energy, but Western culture has flipped that for being ascribed to feminine energy. This is not concrete how or the intention behind the why, but the knowing that something was done is there. Now let's move on to our four of baskets. And look at that, we flipped right to it. The plant here is the bay leaf. The image is of a young woman is being offered just one more basket after rudely rejecting the other three. The NG cufflink belonged to Neville Goddard, who was one of the most important and influential New Thought voices of the 20th century. The New Thought movement emphasized the power of positive thinking and the ability of the mind to manifest whatever the seeker desired, also referred to as law of attraction. Neville claimed that his teacher was a turbaned Black man named Abdallah, and I hope I am enunciating that name correctly, who tutored him in scripture and number mysticism, the Kabbalah, and Hebrew. New Thought philosophy was incorporated into many Black American spiritual churches. The meaning of this card, so it's coming sideways in between positive and negative. The positive meaning is revitalization, meditation, introspection, and the end of stagnation. The negative meaning is boredom, withdrawal, fatigue, dissatisfaction, apathy, lack of motivation, cataloging regrets, feeling misunderstood, reclusiveness, frustration, rejecting assistance, yearning, time for reassessment, pity parties, depression, cynicism, and being self-absorbed. So some of you in the collective, from what these cards relay, are persecuting yourself. You're not accepting the signs and the symbols and the synchronicities that are coming through, and or having a pity party because there's no concrete evidence of what you feel your intuition and your inner spirit guides are providing you clarity on through your intuition, but you want something physical and tangible, and this new age speaking into existence, Neville Goddard way of life, it's not coming to fruition, so you're persecuting this way of thinking potentially. Let's now go to our final deck, which will use the Truth, Revealing the Truth Oracle cards. And let's get some finite answers. So we have here the tools, herbs I've just named out are some of the things, but what is the truth here within this oracle deck that can strengthen the collective's spiritual connection with knowing where they align with health, where they're aligned as the high priest or high priestess, having awareness of the unknown and the unseen and the unheard, but knowing that it is very valid, and having confirmation of how to be guided to go through this persecution that they experienced in a past life, that right now they're feeling tired of this new age mentality. So what is the message? What is the truth that can strengthen the collective's spiritual collection? Thank you so much. All right, we have a lot here. What is the truth that can strengthen the collective's spiritual connection? Thank you so much for your answers. So we have right here under persecution, finances. So someone might be using law of manifestation, law of attraction to speak into existence a better financial situation, and you're looking back on your past on how that did not work. So you're persecuting this way of thinking and being, or as it pertains to work and success and fortune. Also, someone is experiencing or is persecuting this whole wisdom conversation. And when they look back on the past, they look at how prudent, the foresight, the transcendence, and what the perception has been. And like the young lady on this card, they're just persecuting this thought process as it pertains to what it means to be wise or a part of community of wisdom holders. Then we have here under the health card, again, remembering our T note, which is to be guided, to listen and to listen to the whispers of the universe. Some of you being asked to look at your health through the mirror. Look at yourself for what you truly look like in the nude. Naked is what I'm specifically hearing. And allow what you see to actually be a reflection of your actions. And also think about who and how you felt in past lives. This point of reference of seeing yourself through the mirror for where you actually are will allow you to distinguish what actions you are taking or have taken in the past are aligned with proper health and what are not. And then through looking in the mirror, you will also see how your appearance is in alignment with health or is not according to your perspective of health. We also have here the suspicion card. And so some of you, as it pertains to health, may be suspicious of messages or diagnoses that you have been given. And you're being told to be vigilant and to be hostile towards just accepting stated guidance from someone who simply has paid for a piece of paper to have a PhD on it. And it also says jealousy on here. So maybe some of you, as it pertains to health, have been jealous of other people's health and what their body looks like in the mirror. And then we have here concerning health in the bottom, moving forward, threats. So some of you definitely have a health concern on your mind. Maybe that's the question that you posed at the beginning of this reading. And it says threats as it pertains to money, life, violence, and privacy. And I don't want to end on a negative note, so I will pull one more, and we're going to come here to the Sacred Creators Oracle deck. What final messages do you have for the collective as it pertains to how they are a creator of health, and move away from these threats, move away from the suspicion, move away for any negative mindsets they might have had in the past towards their health? What would you like to say from these Sacred Creator oracles also about being in this high priestess energy and having this knowing and being guided by the whispers of the universe, even if there aren't confirmations from a specific religious or spiritual system? And then also, please provide clarity. I'm going to ask with these cards for what is the season of persecution over finances, over wise actions, and someone feeling that this whole Neville Goddard speaking into existence mentality or frame of spiritual creation is real or is not real. So please provide final confirmations for the collective. If you would, please, spirit guides. What are final confirmations? Are there any final confirmations? I heard no, take the bottom three. Okay, so I'm just going to go 1 and 2 and 3. So we have light in the unexpected. All right. So whatever the suspicion is, whatever this threat is, someone here needs to know that you're going to have light in the unexpected way concerning your health. And this is a good thing. So maybe through looking in the mirror, you're going to make changes and there's going to be unexpected zoomings in, because there's zigzags here of light as it pertains to being a high priest, a high priestess, and having this known and being guided by the whispers of the universe. It says, you, the muse. So you are the muse. You have a message. You have a collective to speak to, whether it be just through a group chat, group text, phone calls, checking in, group work. I don't know why the word group is coming up, but you are the muse to some body of people. And we have the number 16 here, if that's relevant for someone, or the number, and the number 3. And then we have here finally the sacred flow of yes. So, yes, someone here is persecuting a way of manifesting that they have been taught. And you should. You should cross your arms towards this way of manifesting, moving forward. But do know when you look back, there have been times where you have prayed for or spoken into existence for a miracle as it pertains to the topic of finances, and it has come through. And there's also been a time in the past where the sacred flow of yes has come through, and you have had that wise dominion, that wise truth to allow you to have the right perception of a situation. And your spirit guides are here just asking you to look back on those moments and flow with the yes. Don't flow with the no and what you're going to deny. Flow with the yes and how, yes, you are going to manifest things into your life. So I hope this message was able to reach and support a group of you in the collective, and I look forward to seeing you in the next reading.